Hi guys, Kirk here with Kirk Giordano Plastering. Today what I'm going to show you is some drip screeds. I'll show you a little bit about lath too, but I want to show you the importance of a drip screed and why we use them. Drip screed will usually go on the foundation, and what it does is it protects the mud sill. The mud sill is here. These guys here, when I first looked at this, I thought, man, he said he was a painting contractor. I thought, this is the best built addition for a painting contractor I've ever seen. You got a Z-flash in here, in back of the plywood on top of the mud sill. I thought, man, I've never seen that. Anyway, these guys are very, very thorough. So this drip screed, see where I have this one, it's a 1/2 inch below here. That way we protect the mud sill. This one is going to go right here, and it's going to align directly with that one there. And I just take my level and just level it out. Let me show you something on the roof too, while we're on the topic of drip screeds. See up here, might as well point this out because I do encounter this a lot. Over here, this drips, the stucco buried this one. Now that's wrong. What is it? They make 10, 20, 30, 50 year roofs. When this goes bad and they go to change the mess, we break all the stucco out. Here, what we're going to do is we're going to place a drip screed on this roof about 2. Code calls out anywhere between 1 to 2 inches, so we're going to put it about an inch. That way, when they redo this roof, and it's a brand new 30-year roof, they won't have to mess with the stucco. The last thing I want to point out for painting guys, these guys are good. The paper here was lacking. It wasn't all that great. It was deteriorated. They couldn't do much with it. I've seen walls where there's no wire left, let alone paper. So they did the best they could and put a membrane all the way around the vertical edges on the other side here. What we're going to do is we're going to go underneath this membrane, and then I'm going to seal this up here with polyurethane caulking. It's about the best you can do when you have no paper to work with. And I've encountered this many, many times. I want to tell you, again, this guy, painting contractor, I thought, and I was looking at his card this morning, I thought, man, he's a general also. It says general contractor as well as painting contractor. His name is Eric Grunseff, and we're in Alameda. He's located in Alameda. Let me give you his number because if you build an addition or something, this guy is good. Okay, his home phone is area code 510-523-8108, and if you're feeling really bold and you want to call him on his cell, that number is 510 also, 385-2757. So this guy Eric, I mean, he does it all. This is a real cut up, little tiny addition, but it's built very thoroughly. Anyhow, we're going to get back to drip screeding, and when I start to do some corners, I'll show you a couple other key things in Lathing. Okay, guys, real quick thing. We got a box here. We got their paper going down how it should go. When I put my screed here, now I'm going to cut their paper off. And I'm real stickler about a brand new blade and a knife before you start. You see this box? I'll show you something. What I'll do is I'll put this here and I'll feel the box, and I'll just go over the outline of the box. I can feel it. So I'm just gonna cut the outline and just go by feel. Now this way it's one penetration, and then I caulk around it. Voila. Take that and tuck that in the key. There's a key here. It's not a solid piece. They keyed it so the stucco would fit inside. Do you have to do that? A lot of the quality guys do that. Now I'm running around this corner here. This corner I've wrapped once, and then I will double wrap it. We always like to do that. But while I'm here, this is small walls, but might as well mark the walls because studs, because when I'm putting my wire on, I'm going to put staples in here. It's good to know where it is. All right, guys. A lot of times too, what I'll do is I have a stud here. I'll mark it because right here I mark the concrete. That way I know where my studs are. What I did is I put my paper underneath this, and I went to the very top of this sill. That way we're not just having this covering it all the way up. And here's my second piece. I take this, I put it under here, and again, I already preset it to go all the way to the top. A couple tacks, hold it down, and this We'll go under here, like so. I know from my marks on the ground where my studs are. So I've got a stud here, but that really doesn't matter because I can go here too. And then I'm going to cut my drip out. You say, what's a drip? Well, when we put stucco on this house, it will come through these holes. These are weep or drip holes. Now my next piece of paper, these guys are on the ball. They put this detail here, corbel, and they put paper under it first, which is good. You got to have some kind of flash underneath. So what I'm going to do now is I took my paper around, so I'm going to take this one and go to the window, and I want to cover this guy here too. I'm going to waste a little paper by doing this, but that's okay. I don't mind wasting a little paper. I put a couple there, a couple here. I'm going to take it past the window, and I'm using this roll as a guide, so instead of it getting a wiggly cut, pull my blade out, which is new blade, and cut it right there. That gives me a clean finish. Now it's not exactly where I want to be, but just for the sake of showing you folks, I'll do that, and then I'll put my crease in here. And now I'll use my blade and get it in that crease, cut it out here, and at the sill. And I can tack that down, just like that. Now I wasted a little bit of paper. I don't generally waste a lot of paper, but it's for a good cause. Paper's cheap compared to a wall that water penetrates. Now this, okay, now that I got this guy in here, this one's going to overlap too. So I don't need that right there. It's going to be in my way. So because it's in my way, I'm going to cut it right there. It's all about having how you watertight a building. Beautiful. Okay. Bring it around here. Doesn't hurt to double these corners up, guys. Then we get this back where we want to go. Tuck this underneath. Just like so. And notice again, these guys, they're so on the ball, they left me some paper up here. Last thing I'm going to do on this wall is I'm going to tuck my paper underneath this craft paper. So what I'll do is I'll grab my paper, measure what I think is fine, go over a couple inches for the overlap, use my roll as a guide for a straight cut. Put that guy right there, straight cut. So now I'm going to come underneath theirs, right up to the top. I always like to go as high as I can reach. And now I've gone over that single ply that they had right here. Here I'm just going to cut it out. Just like so. And then this gets caulked. We put a polyurethane caulking on the seam here. And pretty much this procedure is what you do on almost every building. It's just stuck. Get that in the key here. Just use your hand and get that key going. So we're all set to, after we do the entire wall like this, we're set to do the wire. And of course, as I said earlier, I've got my guides. Here's where my studs are. And if you forget where your studs are, you can always take this, measure 16 inches, and that will give you your next stud, because studs are placed every 16 inch on center. So we're going to go ahead and get busy. Next time you see me, we'll probably be showing you the drip screed or the wire. All right, guys, get ready to do the wire. Generally, I'll start from bottom, work my way up, but since I got this ladder here, I just finished papering it off the ladder. I'm going to show you the wire while I'm here, and it's all set up. Now, usually, the city wants to see the wire horizontal. Anyhow, Normally the city, they like to see the wire going horizontal, but you see this factory edge here. This factory edge makes it nice to go up onto the eave right there, just like that. So I put the one there and I'm going to cut it out. Now I can start this side and I'll show you what I'm referring to. Okay, I'm going to start right here. Now that I've already got the factory edge there. Hold off, buddy, on the stapling. All right. Now I can use this one here. I overlap, I cut it out, just like so. And yes, this wire is self-furred, which means it brings these little furs right here where they're intertwined, brings it out so the stucco embeds. Now all I have to do is this little piece over the wall here. So I'm going to go ahead and use the excess here, stick that piece there. Okay guys, I'm stapling off, and I marked everything. Compressor's probably going to come on and drown me out, but you'll get the idea of what I'm saying. I just marked this here, but I used this as a guide. These guys are so thorough, I thought, man, I forgot to mark where my gable studs are. And I looked and I thought, of course they marked it anyhow, so I'm going straight up. And where the wires crisscross, you can put some staples in the field, such as, watch, I'm going straight up. And then you get the eave. How do you know if you missed a stud? It'll sound hollow instead of solid here. Of course, I'm in a header here. See that? Real solid in a stud. Here's in the field. Okay. Can't tell. Anyhow, you can place a few staples in the field too. So here's a stud here coming up. And then where the wires crisscross, put one or two in the field to hold it down because you can't have the wire pass and scratch a brown coat. Anyhow, that's wiring and stapling off. All right, guys, got my drip screed in. I'm obligated to do things professionally. I just use this 1 inch as a template, put it here, put my drip screed directly on it. Last thing I'm going to show you is, of course, we got to compromise our key in order to waterproof. We're going to apply a lot of polyurethane caulking in here, but let's show you that corner there and we'll be done with this. Okay guys, about done here. Jay was kind enough to cut this so-called support out of here, and this corner fits right in there, just like that. So we always got to line the corner up with the bottom too, that way it's true and plumb. So right here where my corner, all these corners line up. Then I just kind of eyeball it and make sure it's done right. And yes, I can eyeball things because I've been doing this a lot of years. Those of you who haven't been, those of you who haven't been doing this a lot of years, it's better to use a hammer and nails. You can get it just right where you want it, hammer it a little bit. Last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and caulk everything now. Like say, around these outlets, any intrusion, we got a lot of wires on that other wall, a whole bunch. We got to caulk around everything so no water gets in here. Doors, windows, especially our tie-ins too. Anyhow, my name's Kirk. I am with Kirk Giordano Plastering. Jason Giordano doing the filming, and he's also helping me do the entire project incognito. So we'll see you folks on the next one, and as usual, thank you for watching.